Okay, good morning to everybody. Today we'll discuss the discrete probability distribution and in normal distributions. Especially this is the discrete probability. It is continuous probability distributions and an introduction to normal distributions. And this is the example of continuous probability distributions. In our previous lectures, we have discussed more about probability distributions. There are two types of probability distributions. One is a discrete probability distribution, another is continuous probability distributions. In our previous lectures, we have discussed two examples of discrete probability distributions. One is binomial distributions, another is Poisson distributions. So today we will be discussing normal distributions, which is the example of continuous probability distributions. Now, what is normal distributions? First of all, actually, so far we have dealt with the discrete distributions. We have discussed discrete distributions in our previous lectures, binomial distributions and Poisson distributions, you must know. So this was the discrete distributions. But today we are discussing about normal distributions. It is an example of continuous probability distributions. Remember it. Now you must know discrete probability distributions, the variates takes only the integral values. Okay, we have taken the integral values for discussing the discrete distributions, probability distributions, but the variate takes like temperature, heights, and weights can take all the values in the given interval. So if we discuss about the temperature of a country or of an area, and heights of a student of a class and weight of a student of a class, we must have to take all the values at a time in a given interval. Such values are called continuous variable. Let f of x be a continuous function, then mean will be what? Minus infinity to plus infinity integral values x into f of x dx. You must know from the random variable chapter. And variance also can be written as minus infinity to plus infinity x minus x bar whole square into f of x dx. X bar means arithmetic mean, you must know. So f of x is called the probability density function if, you must know, the function will be non-negative. First condition will be the what? The function will be non-negative for every value of x. And minus infinity to plus infinity f of x, that means the whole probability density function, the sum of probability density function will be what? 1. Sum of probability what? 1. This is why this is the properties 2. Now, if we take an interval AB, then the integral values of f of x dx will be the probability P. This is the probability P. Now, what is the history of normal distributions? First of all, the normal distribution was first discovered by the de Moivre. You must know de Moivre, English mathematician, in 1733 as a limiting case of binomial distribution. Okay, de Moivre, the founder of normal distributions, and later it was applied. It was applied in natural and social sciences by Laplace, French mathematician, in 1777. The normal distribution is also known as Gaussian distribution in honor of Carl Friedrich Gauss, 1809. Actually, it is a brief history of normal distributions. Now, definition. What will be the definition of normal distribution? What is the definition? A continuous random variable x is said to be follow normal distribution with mean mu. This is the mu, and the standard deviation sigma. If its probability density function can be defined as the follows. This is the f of x equals to 1 by sigma square root over twice phi e to the power minus half x minus mu divided by sigma whole square, where x lies between minus infinity to plus infinity, and mean mu also lies between minus infinity to plus infinity, and the standard deviation sigma must be positive. Standard deviation of sigma must be positive. This is the actually mathematical notation of normal distribution. note that the mean, mu, and standard deviation sigma are called the parameters of the normal distribution. Remember it. Mu is the mean and sigma is the standard deviation. This is the formula for of probability density function of normal distribution. The normal distribution is expressed in by, we can x variate to normal distribution mu and sigma square. Sigma square means you must know this is the actually what? Variance. Okay, variance, and sigma will be the standard deviation. So this can be, this is the notation for normal distribution. Now conditions for normal distribution. What will be the condition of normal distribution? Now the first condition will be normal distribution is a limiting form of a binomial distribution under the following conditions. If we apply these two conditions in binomial distribution, then it will transform to normal distribution. How? N, total number of trials, and was what? Total number of trials. The number of trials is indefinitely large. That means very large. Okay, and tends to infinity. And the neither P or Q, probability of success and probability of failure, Q is very small. That means they are not so small. Number two condition, normal distribution can also be obtained as a limiting form of Poisson distribution with parameter M tends to infinity. M is the mean or variance for the Poisson distribution. M is the variance or Poisson distribution. M tends to infinity. Now constant of normal distribution are mean, mu, and variance sigma square. Standard deviation will be what? Sigma. You must know for the normal distribution. This is the notation. Mean is mu and variance is sigma square. Standard deviation is what? Sigma. Now the graphical representation of normal probability curve. The curve representing the normal distribution is called the normal probability curve. Like, look like this. In x-axis, this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. So mean x equals to mu will be what? In the middle of the x-axis, middle. This is the x equals to mu, and at the top, this is the peaked values where lies in the curve of mu. So the in left hand side minus infinity, and in right hand side of x-axis will be the plus infinity. These types of curve is the normal curve. Remember it. The curve is symmetrical about the mean, bell shaped, and the two tails on the right and left side of the mean extends to infinity, extends to plus infinity to minus infinity. The shape of the curve is known in the following figure. Actually, this is the figure for the normal distribution. Now properties of normal distribution. The first property is the normal curve is bell shaped and is symmetrical at x equals to mu. This is the bell shaped, okay, and it will be symmetrical at x equals to mu, mean. That means equally divided into two parts, okay, equally divided into two parts. If we divide into equally two parts, then that types of curve will be symmetric curve. Remember it. And mean, median, mode of the distribution are coincides. That means the all will be equal, okay, when it will be the normal curve. That means mean equals to median equals to mode equals to mu. That means these three all will be same for normal distribution. This is the second properties. And third properties will be it has only one mode at x equals to mu. Only one mode, unimodal. That means only one point we get at the peak of the curve, top of the curve. So only one point. This is why it is called unimodal. And from this point, this in left hand side decreasing, and also right hand in right way also decreasing. This is why we get only one point. That means is the top most frequency values. So this is the actually unimodal curve. Unimodal means one model curve, one mode. It has one mode. Now another four properties. Since the curve is symmetrical, the skewness beta 1 equals to what will be? There will be no skewness. Okay, so beta 1 will be 0 and kurtosis will be must be 3, because if greater than 3, you must know there are three types of kurtosis: leptokurtic, mesokurtic, okay, and platykurtic. So if beta 2 equals to 3, you must know it is what? normal symmetrical curve. So five properties will be: the point of inflection are at x equals to mu plus minus sigma. Sigma is the actually standard deviation, plus minus sigma. This it may be a negative part or positive part. Okay, if we take here mu, okay, negative part, and this will be positive. This is why plus minus mu. This will be the inflection point for that curve. So number 6 properties will be: the maximum ordinate occurs at x equals to mu. If we take x equals to mu, its value will be what? 1 by sigma into root over twice phi. From where we get it? Actually we got it from this curve. If x equals to mu here, if we take x equals to mu, this will be what? 0. Okay, mu minus mu, what will be? 0. 0 divided by something, what? Also 0. So this whole 0, that means e to the power 0. E to the power 0 means what? 1. So the value of ordinate, that means f of x equals to what will be? 1 by sigma root over twice phi. This whole will be omitted. E to the power 0 means what? 1. That means at x equals to mu, the value will be what? This 1 by sigma root over twice phi. Remember it. At x equals to mu, f of x equals to what was? F of x means what? Ordinate, the value of y-axis. 1 by sigma root over twice pi. Now 7 properties. The x-axis is an asymptotic to the curve. The x-axis is an asymptotic to the curve. That is, the curve continues to approach but never touches the x-axis. From the figure, you must know this figure. It is about to touch the x-axis but never touches this. This curve never touches x-axis. These types of curve is called asymptotic curve. Remember it. Okay, and in right hand side also asymptotic curve. That means never touches x-axis but near to touch the axis. These types of curve is called what? Asymptotic curve. So the curve continues to approach but never touches x-axis. And now properties 8, the first and third quartile are equidistant from the median. First quartile and third quartile are equidistant from the median because it is symmetric curve. Okay. Number 9, the mean deviation about the mean is 0.8 sigma. Mean deviation will be what? 0.8 times the standard deviation. If you multiply standard deviation with 0.8, then we get mean deviation. This is the important properties of normal distribution. Now another property is 10. Quartile deviation, what will be? 0.6745 sigma. That means 0.6745 times standard deviation will be the quartile deviation. We have to this is the important properties of normal distribution. Now properties 11. If x and y are independent normal variates with mean mu1 and mu2 and the variance sigma 1 and sigma 2 respectively, then their sum x plus y, this sum is also normal variate with the mu1 plus mu2. That means sum of mean and sum of squares of variances. Okay, conjugate variance, this is called conjugate mean. Okay, now area property for plotting the normal distribution curve. Now probability of mu minus sigma less than z less than sigma mu plus sigma will be what? 0.6826. Okay, now if we take mu minus 2 times of standard deviation and mu plus 2 times of standard deviation, it will be 0. That means 95% area. And if we take 3 times in left and right part of a mu, then we get 99% area. Okay, remember it. If we take only 1 times of standard deviation in left and right of mu at x equals to mu, then we get only 68% area. This is the actually area properties of. Now what is the actually standard normal distribution? Let x be a random variable which follows normal distribution with mean mu and variance, what will be? Sigma square, where sigma is the standard deviation. So the standard normal variate is defined as, if we take another parameter z equals to x minus mu by sigma, then the above mathematical notation of normal distribution will be transformed to what? 1 by root over twice by e to the power minus half z square. Okay, this is another standard form of normal distribution. And the standard normal distribution with mean 0 and standard deviation 1 can be varied to what? Normal z transformed to normal distribution when mean is 0 and 1 is the what? Standard deviation. Remember it. Okay, this is the standard normal distribution formula. The advantage of the above function is that it doesn't contain any parameter. There is no parameter. So this enables us to compute the area under the normal probability curve. We can easily find the area of the normal probability curve using this standard form of normal distribution. Now area properties, actually area properties we are discussing now. The area properties of normal curve. The total area under the normal curve is 1. You must know total area what will be? Probability, total probability what? 1. Total probability 1. This is why the area, total area of this normal probability curve will be also 1. So the curve is also called a standard probability curve. The area under the curve between the ordinate x equals to a. Suppose there is a point, another point. This is the capital X. Okay, x equals to mu. This is the mean, and here also unimodal and mode also. So mean, median, mode are same here at this point. This is why if we take another point x equals to a and x equals to b, then if we plot this, we get this area, red area. Okay, this red area for x equals to, this is shaded area between x equals to a and x equals to b of the normal curve. So the ordinate at x equals to a and x equals to b, where a less than b. You must know a is less than b, b is greater than a. So represent the probabilities that x lies between x equals to a and x equals to b. That means it can be indicates as what? Probability of a less equal to x less equal to b. That means x lies between a and b. Okay, we are taking the probability of this shaded area, and this shaded area lies between what? A less equal to x less equal to b. This is why this is the formula for finding these types of area. Now to find any probability values of x, we first standardize it by using this variate z equals to x minus mu by sigma, where mu is the mean and sigma is the standard deviation. So, and use the area probability normal table. There are actually table for finding the area. Now, for example, the probability that the normal random variable x to lie in the interval x minus mu, x plus mu is given by, that means area lies between what will be 0.6826. That means if we take from this area, suppose we are given this area, and this is the at x equals to mu, left part area, and there are right part area. So this total area can be divided into two parts by using this unimodal curve. Okay, unimodal line. So at x equals to mu, there are two parts. One is x minus mu here, and this is x plus mu. Okay, so area lies between these two point equals to probability of -1 less equal to z less equal to 1. That means this point z equals to -1, and this point what? Z equals to +1. So this this is the actually 2 times, because there are symmetric curve. This is why this interval can be written as 0 less than z less than 1. Okay, starting from 0 to 2 times 0 to 1. This is the 0 and this is the 1. Okay, so this is the and this is the 0 and this is the -1. So this total area can be written as 0 less than as z less than 1, and it will be 2 times. Okay, 2 into probability of 0 to 1. Total area will be what? This total area will be 2 times 0 to 1 probability. Now 2 into actually 0 to 1 from the area table. There are chi-square. There are actually normal distribution table in any book or anywhere from Google. You can search. The table values will be 0.3413. Okay, lies between 0 and 1. the table value what will be 0.3401. So a total area will be within this 0.6826. Okay. Now, if we take 2 times standard deviation in left and right part of the symmetric curve, then this will be probability -2 to less than z less than 2. Actually, this will be the 2 times of the probability of 0 less than z less than 2. That means 2 times area. If we take 2 times area of the symmetric curve, and if z lies between 0 and 2, then the value of table value will be what? 0.4772 equals to 0.9544. Actually, when we want to find out the probability of these types of curve within these limits of x, we get the total area 95% about. Okay, total area will be red area, what will be 95.44%. And in our previous one times standard deviation, if we take in left and right, the total will be 68.26%. Okay. Now, if we take 3 times x minus x equals to mu minus 3 sigma, and this will be 3 plus sigma, big area. Okay. So this big area, if we take x equals to z equals to -3 and z equals to +3 here, then it will be 2 times of one part. 2 multiply, this will be total area. Okay. Total area. So 2 times 0 less than z equals to 0 to +3. That means from the table, lies between z lies between 0 to 3, what will be 498665. This is the actually total area of red part. Now, okay, this is the standard normal cumulative probability table. Okay, we can use for negative values of z parameter. We can use these values for different degrees of freedom. Now this is the for negative z, and we will get the values of negative part. Okay, we'll get the values of what? Negative part, this negative part. Okay, so using this negative values of z, we can use this tableized value and standard normal cumulative probability table for the positive z values. Okay, for 0 0 the value will be 0. Okay, for 1% significant, 0% significant, 1% significant, this is the 2% significant. Okay, 3%, 4%, 5% significant will be this. So for different values of z values, we can use this table. Okay, so actually we are discussing about this for -3, 0 to 3, 0 to 3, the table values what? 0 to 3 for 49865. Okay, 49865. Table value so will be what? 49865. Value 3, 49865. 0 to 3. This table values. Okay, the probability that a normal variate x lies outside the range mu plus minus 3 sigma is given by this probability of absolute value of x minus sigma greater than 3 sigma. That means outside the range, this one will be the probability absolute value of z greater than 3. That means if we take the total probability, take the subtraction from the total probability 1 of this probability of -3 less equal to z less equal to 3. Absolute value of z greater than 3 means what? This one. Okay, -3 less equal to z less equal to 3. So the table values of -3 less equal to 3 will be 0.9773. Okay, 0.9773. 0.9773, where actually 0.9773. We have to find out from this table. Okay, now we are actually discuss the area properties. Area property, probability of mu minus sigma less equal to x less equal to mu plus sigma. That means interval between mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma. Area of shaded region will be what? Of normal distribution 0.68.26. That means 68%. And if we take 2 times of the standard deviation, that means interval, if the interval is mu minus 2 sigma and mu plus 2 sigma, between this interval the area will be what? 95% more. Okay, and if we take the interval mu minus 3 sigma and mu plus 3 sigma, then the region will be 99% more. Okay, so now we will actually try to find out the probability that the normal random variable x lie in the interval. That means x minus mu and x plus mu is given by probability between this interval will be probability between -1 less equal to z less equal to 1. That means 1 times of distribution. So z lies between -1 and 1. But we can draw the normal distribution curve like this. This is the plus infinity and this is the minus infinity. I am also reviewing this from our previous one. Now z lies between -1 to 1. Since this is the symmetric curve, so -1 to +1, this whole shaded region area we have to find out. Okay, now we are finding this whole shaded area. That means between z equals to -1 to z equals to +1. We have to find out the total area. Now we can write -1 less equal to z less equal to 1 what? 0 less than z less than 1. That means 2 times, since this is symmetric curve, so we can write 2 times the area of this. Okay, same area dividing by this curve. So we can find out area between 0 and 1, z equals to 0. But from our standard table of normal distribution, z values what actually? Z equals to 0, area what? 0.5. Okay, 0.5. But when z equals to 1, the area what? 0.8413. Okay, when z equals to 0, the area will be 50%. Okay, the area will be what? 50%. Now when z equals to 1, area will be what? 0.8413. Remember it. Now we have to find out the area between this z equals to 0 and 1. So subtraction will be what? 0.8413 minus 0.5. What will be? 0.8413 minus 0.5. That will be the shaded region of this. Okay, z equals to 0 and z equals to 1. That means z equals to 1. This is the whole region. Okay, z equals to 0 what? Total 50% area. Now for z equals to 1, this area. Okay, this area. Then after subtraction we get actually 0.3413. From where we got it? 0.8413 biok minus 0.5. Okay, 0.8413 minus 0.500. Then we get this result 0.3413 from the area of table. So 2 times this 0.6826%. That means 68% more we get. The total area will be 0.68%. Similarly, we can find another probability lies between mu minus 2 sigma and mu plus 2 sigma interval. Then in that case, z values lies between -2 to 2. That means 2 times probability of z lies between 0 to 2. So probability at z equals to 0 what? From the table, z equals to 0 at what? 0.500. Okay, now z equals to 2, at z equals to 2, value what? 0.9772. That means at z equals to 2, the total area is 0.9772. But this area lies between 0 and 1. Okay, so 0.9772 minus 0.5. will be our required area between z equals to 1 and 2. Okay, so in that case the subtraction will be 0.4772, which is multiplied 2 times, because this area equals to 0.4772, because from this total area we are subtracting this area. Okay, so we get 0.4772. Now this is the 2 times, this is why 0.994. Okay, similarly we can find out the value of z between the interval mu minus 3 sigma and mu plus 3 sigma. Probability will be z lies between -3 to 3. So this is the 2 times of the probability of z lies between 0 to 3. So from the table, z equals to 0, table value what? 5. But for z equals to 3, table value what? 0.9987. Okay, so 0.9987 minus 0.5 what? 0.4986. Okay, so we get this area 2 times, because 2 times the area and makes 0.9973. That means about 99% more we get this result, this whole shaded area. Okay, so using table we can find out any area using this. Now the probability that a normal variate x lies outside the range mu plus minus 3 sigma. Okay, outside, this is the outside the range. Okay, plus minus is given by, suppose probability of which is lies between x minus mu greater than 3 sigma. That means z will be absolute value of z will be greater than 3. That means z lies between -3 to +3. Okay, so we must know the total area, total probability what? 1. So we have to subtract to find out this probability, because z greater than absolute value z greater than 3. So we have to subtract the probability lies between -3 to 3. Now probability lies between -3 to 3, what will be? 2 times probability lies between 0 to 3. Okay, 0 to 3, 2 times. So probability of 0 what? At probability normal distribution from the table value, z equals to 0 what? Below 5. And from the table z equals to 3 what? 9987. So 0.9987 minus 0.5 multiply 2 will give this result. Okay, 0.9773. So the required probability of this as the absolute value z greater than 3 will be just this minus total probability minus this. So this is the shaded region. Okay, this is this area will be the probability. Thus we expect that the value in a normal probability curve will lie between the range this, though the theoretically it ranges up to -infinity to +infinity. Similarly, we can solve a different example using this concept. Find the probability that the standard normal variate lies between 0 and 1.56. Okay, 1.56. So the probability that the standard normal variate lies between 0 and 1.56 will be the probability of 0 z lies between what? 0 and 1.56. So this equals to area between z equals to 0. Okay, area between, this is the z equals to 0 area. Okay, z equals to 0 and z equals to 1.56. Suppose this is the z equals to 1.56. So we have to find out the area, this shaded area. Suppose from the table z equals to 0 what? 0.55. Now another one 0.56 what? 1.56 what? 1.5. Okay, this is the 1.5. 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is the 1.56. Okay, so 0.9394 minus 0.5. 0.9394 minus 0.5 what will be? 0.4406. So from from the table we can find out the probability of a standard normal variate, and this is the required area, 0.4406. Okay, just this total area minus this area. Okay, then we get this area. So another example, find the area of the standard normal variate from minus 1.96 to 0. Now we can, this is the starting from z equals to 0. This is the negative part, and this is the positive part of where lies between z. Now area between 0 and z equals to minus 1.96. Okay, is the same area z equals to 0 to what? 1.96. Same words, 0.96. Now the probability lies between z minus 1.96 to 0 will be, probability lies between, the area will be what? 0 less than z less than 1.96 by symmetry property, because this is the symmetric curve. So to find out this value, we have to go to the table of normal distribution, and probability of 0 what? Actually 5. Okay, now probability of 1.96, what will be? Probability of 1.96, 1.9 will be this. Okay, and 6 will be this below. Okay, so 0.9750, 0.9750. So 0.9750 minus 0.5. Okay, this will be the required area. Okay, this will be the required area. 0.9750 minus 0.5 will be 0.4750. Understand everybody, I hope. So the finding the area of the standard normal variable between these, actually the subtraction between the z value 0 and 1.96. So how we get actually this 0.4750 from the table? Z equals to 0. For z equals to 0, the area will be what? 0.50%. Okay, 0.5. So for the z equals to 1.96, z equals to 9.16, 1.96, 1.9 column row will be this, and this 6 will be 1.96. So this area will be 0.9750. Okay, so this that area between z equals to 0 and z equals to 1.96 will be what? 0.9750 minus 0.5. That means what will be the 0.4750, and this is the actually finding area. Now another one, find the area of the right of z equals to 0.25. How we can calculate this area z equals to 0.5? That means the solution, the graphical depiction will be this. You must know this is the minus infinity plus infinity, and z equals to 0 will be the highest peaked line. Okay, this here here mode, median, and mean are equal. So this is why, and this is the symmetric curve. So z equals to 0 here, and suppose that z equals to 0.25 will be there. So we have to find out this area. Okay, z equals to 0.25. Now we have to find out probability z greater than 0.25, and z greater than 0.25 means what? Probability z less than z, 0 less than z less than infinity. Okay, because z greater than 0.25, that means greater than means what? Up to infinity. Z will be 0 less than z less than infinity minus probability of 0 less than z less than 0.25. Just we have to, you must know probability at z equals to 0 what? 0.5. And probability at z equals to 0.25 what? 0.25 from the table. 0.25. 0.25 will be what? This one. 0.5987. Okay. 0.5987. 0.5987. Okay. So the subtraction will be what? 0.5 minus 0.587. This will be 0.0987. So the area will be, area of this will be 0.4013. Actually, this comes from where? From z equals to 0 area, that means 5, and from the from z equals to 0.25 area, subtraction. This will be the subtraction between this. Subtraction between these what values? Table values. individual tellable values of z equals to 0 and 0.0 z equals to 2.5. Z equals to 2.5 values what? This 5987. 0.5987 minus 0.500 what? 0.987. Okay, 0.0987. 0.0987. So from the table we got these values, and for z equals to 0 up to infinity will be 50%. This is why the required area for z equals to 0.25 will be 0.4013. This is the shaded area. Similarly, we can find out the total area of z equals to 1.5. This is the z equals to 0, and suppose this is the 1.5 area. Now, for these values of z, how we find out the area from the table? Probability of z less than 1.5, what will be? Less than 1.5 equals to less than 1.5 means what? This whole area. Okay, because less than 1.5 is this left side of the graph. So this can be written as probability minus infinity less than z less than plus probability 0 z lies between 1.5. That means this area plus this area. Okay, 0 area lies between minus infinity is 0. Okay, plus area lies between 0 and 1.5 will be the total area. So area lies between minus infinity to z will be what? This is the 50%, you must know. This area what? This part area will be 50%, 0.5. And another one is probability of 0 and probability of 1.5, which is lies between 1.5. So probability of from the table value z equals to 1.5 what? 1.5 will be what? Table value this 0.9332. Okay, 0.9332 and minus 0.5. What will be? 0.9332 minus 0.5. So we get 0.4332 from the table. Now just adding this, we get the area for z less than 1.5. And this area 93.32%. This area. This colored area is the required area. Now, how we find out the area standard normal variate between minus 1.96 and 1.5. Suppose minus 1.96 is this z equals to, and this is the z equals to 0, and this is the z equals to 1.5. Now we have to find out this colored area. Okay, area between z equals to this and this. So the area probability shaded area will be lies between this, and this means we can write probability minus 1.96 less than z less than 0 plus probability this probability plus this probability. Okay, 0 z lies between 0 and 1.5, and z lies between minus 1.96 to 0. Okay, just adding this total area. So this area can be written as probability, this is the positive area. Okay, this is negative part in the axis, but we can write this one 0.0 less than z less than 1.96. Same area can never be negative. This is why. So this area. Now from the table we can find out this for 1.96. 1.96 value what will be? 1.96 value will be what? 6 value will be this. 1.96 will be this 0.9750. Okay, this value 0.9750 minus this 0.5. This will be the area between 0 and 1.96. So what will be this subtraction will be what? This subtraction will be this 0.4750. Now again the area between 0 and z equals to 0 and 1. Z equals to 1.5 will be what? From the table z equals to 1.5 what? 0.9332. Okay, 0.9332 minus 0.5. What will be? 0.9332 minus 0.5. 0.9332 minus 0.5. What will be? 0.4332. So this addition will be this 0.9082, and this whole area actually what? 0.9082. That means 90.82% colored area. Okay. So this is the actually how to find the area between different Z values. Now another example, given a normal distribution with mu equals to 50 and mu equals to and sigma equals to 8, find the probability that X assumes the values between 42 and 64. Okay, 42 and 64. How we can find out this area between? Now given that mean equals to what? 50 and standard deviation what? Sigma, standard deviation of what? 8. So the standard normal variance Z equals to what was? X minus mu divided by sigma. We must know from normal distribution, this is the variance Z. So Z values we can calculate. If X equals to 52 and if X equals to 52, we can write this. X equals to 42 given. X equals to 42 given. So mu equals to 50 given and sigma 8. So Z value what? Minus 1. For another value of X, 64, Z value what? 64 minus 50 divided by 8. That means 1.74. So you have to find out area between Z equals to minus 1 and Z equals to 1.74. Remember it. Okay. So that means we can draw, this is the actual Z equals to 0 line. Okay. Along y-axis area, y-axis, and this is the left side. In left side, we can plot Z equals to minus 1, and this is the Z equals to 1.74. Okay, 1.74. 7. I can take 1.74 here. So for X equals to 42, Z equals to minus 1, and for X equals to 64, what was? Z equals to 1.74. Now we have to find out the probability of X between 42 and 64. Okay, 42 less than X less than 64 will be in terms of Z, what will be? Probability between minus 1 less than Z less than 1.75. Okay, we are counting 1.74 as 1.75. No problem. Now probability, this probability can be written as minus 1 less than Z less than 0 plus probability is 0 less than Z less than 1.95. That means we are taking minus 1 to Z equals to minus 1 to Z equals to 0 area, this area. Then another area Z equals to 0 to Z equals to 1.75, this area. So the colored area will be total area. Total area will be these two area will be added. So this can be written as the which area? 0.0 less than Z less than 1 area. Okay, and this area also 0 less than Z less than 1.75 area. By symmetric property, we can write this. So this probability from the table value, how we can calculate Z, when Z equals to 1. When Z equals to 1, 0.8413. Okay, 0.8413. When Z equals to 0, 0.5. Okay, so 0.8413 minus 0.5. What will be? 0.0413. Okay, 0.0413. The subtraction of Z equals to 0 area and Z equals to 1 area from the table. We get 0.3413. Another one is from Z equals to 0 and Z equals to 1.75. So what will be the table value? Z equals to 0 always 5 and Z equals to 7. Z equals to 7 here. 5 will be what? This one. Sorry, this one. Okay, 0.9599. Okay, 0.9995. That means Z equals to this area minus Z equals to 0.0 area. That means what will be the subtraction? Actually 0.4599. Okay, from the table. So adding this total area, we get the total area lies between X, 42 and 64. So this is the actually colored area we are evaluating. That means 8012. Now another example, student of a class where given an aptitude test, their mark were found to be normally distribution with mean 60 and standard deviation what? 5. What percentage of students scored more than 60 marks, less than 56 marks, between 45 and 65 marks? We have to find out 3 items. Where we are mean given here, the standard deviation 5. Mu equals to 60, sigma equals to what? 5. So more than 60 marks, we can for the mu is 60 and standard deviation 5 given. So the standard normal variate z equals to what will be? X minus mu divided by sigma. We are given more than 60 marks. Okay, 60 marks. X equals to 60. So z equals to what will be? 0. So more than 60 what? X greater than 60. More than 60 means what? X greater than 60. So here we can plot for z equals to 0 and z greater than 0. Z greater than 0. Z greater than 0 means what? This positive area, this positive part. Okay, that means 50%. So probability between 0 and infinity, that means probability 0.5. Have the percentage of a student scored more than 60 marks is 50%. Okay, so another one, standard normal variate same, and for x equals to 56, that means less than 56. Okay, less than 56 marks. And another one is between 45 and 65 marks. Okay, less than 56 marks, what will be? Z equals to value what? Z x value 56, mu and sigma given same. So this value z value what? Minus 0.8. So x less than 56 marks will be z less than minus 0.8. So suppose this is the z equals to 0 area. Okay, positive area, negative area. Suppose z equals to minus 0.8 will be this line. So you have to find out this area. Okay, so this area can be written, these values can be written as probability minus infinity less than z less than 0 minus probability minus 0.8 less than z less than 0. So this by the symmetric property we can write 0 less than z less than infinity minus probability 0 less than z less than 0.8. Same. So this what actually from the table z equals to 0, for z equals to 0, 0.5, and for z equals to 0 and lies between z lies between 0 and 0.8. So from the table z equals to 0.8 values what? 0.7881. Okay, 7881, 0.7881 minus 0.5, what will be? 0.2881. Okay, 0.2881. So this subtraction will be 0.2119. Actually this red area is the our required area, 0.2119. That means 21.19%. Remember it. So required percentage is this. Another part is third one, the standard normal variate z equals to this, and for x equal to 45 z equals to minus 3, for x equals to 65 z equals to what was 1. And so the marks lies between 45 and 65 will be, the probability lies between the value of z minus 3 to 1. So this interval can be written as probability minus 3 less than z less than 0, probability plus probability 0 less than z less than 1. So by symmetric property we can write 0 less than z less than 3 and same. So from the table z equals to 3 value minus z equals to 0 value. Okay, z equals to 3 value what? 0.9987. 0.9987 minus 0.5 what? This 0.4986. Okay, now another one, 0.0 less than z less than 1. So z equals to 1 what values? Z equals to 1 what? 0.8413. Okay, 8413 minus 0.5, what will be? 0.3413. So this total area will be 0.8399%. So 83.99% students marks will be scored will be what? Between 45 and 65. Okay, this is the actually introduction to normal distributions and basic concepts. And in this lecture, we have studied about what is normal distributions, what are the properties of normal distributions, and we have discussed different basic concepts connecting to normal distributions. And we have learned how to draw normal curve. Okay, from by using normal distribution table. We have discussed about 5 or 6 examples. So if you do practice, I hope everybody can do this maths. Thanks to everybody for the তাহলে আমরা এখন একটু ওই নরমাল ডিস্ট্রিবিউশনে যেটা আমরা প্রমাণ করছিলাম সেটা একটু দেখব। ঠিক আছে